Hello and welcome to changing name to Flowing with Christopher Kermie instead of Ricky with Christopher Kermie. I decided, well, we do a whole lot more than just Ricky shares. We do card readings, we do chatting, sometimes other things. It's pretty much just I improv it. So let's just go with Flowing with Christopher Kermie. It's more fitting, I think. I've been thinking about changing the name the last few days, and I just finally decided, you know what? This morning I'm into my video and introduce that new title. See how it works. We'll just continue it and go with the flow. So, I'm Christopher Kermie, and this is my singing bowl Shira. Christopher's my name, and Kermie is what my friends call me, and actually the last 15 years, that's what it's been. So I decided to combine the two names, and bada bing, there you go. So what we do here on these videos is, like I said, card readings. I got 3 decks of cards in front of me. So let's get this party started, shall we? Got 3 decks of cards in front of me. And I will hover my hands above those cards, and wherever that stops, I will stop my hand and mix up that deck. And I got 2 new Oracle card decks this weekend that I want to share with you guys. I got the Power Animal Oracle deck and Ascended Masters. My mom came to town to visit me this last weekend, and we went to the beach and found this cool bookstore and found a whole section of cards and decided to pick out a few, and that was very nice of my mother, so thank you very much. I love you and have a great time. So anyway, let's get back to the show. Start out with hovering my hands over these 2 decks. Maybe we'll get one of the new card decks. Check it out. I played with them a little bit, but I decided to bring them on to really break them in. Alright, it stopped at the Power Animal. So we'll see what your Power Animal is for you guys today. So these videos aren't all about me. This is really about you guys and connecting and sharing a positive message. Start the day. Well, to continue today. It's not quite early anymore, but that's okay. So, card flipped over. So I'm gonna share that one. The Coyote, Wise Fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. So I have this book on the deck, so I will find Coyote and read on that and share with you guys. Coyote, here we go. Wise Fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Pause for a moment. Think of those times when you've acted thoughtless or foolish, perhaps even recently. How did you feel? Embarrassed? Ashamed? Well, it's time to let it go, to stop attacking or shaming yourself. It's not just about forgiving yourself or blindly accepting these instances. It goes way beyond that to loving the full inside, that part of you that with such childlike innocence behaves in a way that sometimes brings on social or self-condemnation. To sincerely and deeply love that part, you surpasses forgiveness or blind acceptance. It opens you to loving yourself unconditionally as well as loving the foibles of others. The burden of such shame is too great for anyone to carry. You must see these hold on a minute, that's a big word, idiosyncrasies with a sense of humor. When you do something foolish, the sooner you can laugh about it with yourself, not at yourself, the sooner you can move to a place of true self-acceptance. Often only later, when we can look back at these situations, that we can discern the more important lessons and the wisdom contained within them. Any more on that? Additional associations: trickster, sociability, adaptability, wisdom keeper. The wise fool coyote. Yes. Let's not shame ourselves no more. We do that way too often in life. You know, thinking back when I was reading that, thinking back at my own foibles and embarrassing moments of life or any situation, I seem to get in my head about it and stay there and feel all those shameful feelings and reading was talking about. And I know that can make us feel stuck, make us feel sometimes worthless. And that sucks, you know, because when we get in our head too much, well, at least for me, I'm not talking for everybody, but I'm just sharing my perspective on what I was just reading there. But, you know, that can hurt us even more. But once we can just enjoy each moment we have in those situations, and like that reading talked about, laugh at ourselves. So let's just take a moment. I'm going to pause, like it said, take a moment. I think that was the first words of that. And, well, let's do that. Everybody with me, just pause. Stop what you're doing. Take a deep breath. Maybe one more. Okay, one more. And what I want you guys to do on the count of 3, and it's just laugh at yourself. Have a good time with it. 1. Ready? 2. 3. Woo! And that's okay. That moment felt good. I hope you guys joined me on that one. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, and what I got out of that reading is not to take ourselves too seriously. You know I have a lifelong habit of doing that, and I've worked a lot lately on myself and just being aware of that, being aware of how I react to life and how I react to people and things I want to move through, disregard, let go of the things that no longer serve me, you know, that allow me to feel stuck. Nobody wants to feel stuck. They want to just flow. They want to move through life. You know, have fun with it. Find the joy in those moments that, you know, instead of feeling the shame and guilt that, you know, it's human nature, and it has been human nature for, you know, as long as I've been here. And I'm sure millennia before, you know, so we can be aware of that today and stop it in the tracks and say, whoa, how am I reacting to life? What am I doing? Is this how I really want to be? Is this how I want to portray, not only to portray myself to others, is this how I want to portray myself to myself? You know, there's a lot in life we don't take, at least for me, I don't take the time, or I didn't used to take any of the time to have that self-reflection, to look at myself and say, hey, what do I want to improve in myself? What, instead of just being who I was and being stuck in that guilt and shame, I've been a witness to life for a long time, and that's what I see in a lot of people, in a lot of life situations. We feel guilty, and that's okay. That's, like I said, that's part of our life experience, but we don't have to. We can move through that. We can maybe learn something about ourselves through that and improve ourselves. We're not perfect, and we don't have to be, so that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that for ourselves, for a betterment of ourselves and whatever life situation we're in, it's possible. We don't have to stay the same. I remember a time in life that I thought I was always going to stay the same. I was never going to grow. I was going to stay in that guilt and shame and that kind of behavior, the playing victim and whatnot. I did that for many, many years, and I've seen it in other people in life that they stay in that for many years. And I finally decided and saw in life, what is this? I do want more. I want more joy in my life. I want more peace in my life. And by golly, we all deserve that more. I'm probably went a little off topic, but that's okay because we're flowing with Christopher Kermie. And that's just the way it goes. But, yeah. Coyote, wise fool, accept your follies. You know what? We all, like I said, we're not perfect, but we're perfect in God's eyes. We're perfect just the way we are. We are learning. We're here to learn from each other. We're here to grow with each other. We're not here to beat ourselves up. We're not here to stay in that guilt and shame. We're not here to continue to feel sorry for ourselves until we're not on this planet and no more. Look down on life, to be bummed out all the time, the list can go on and on and on and on, but I'm just saying, that's a perfect reading. That's accept your follies, I was never perfect at that. I've always beat myself up over things for years and years and years. Now, I know a lot of you guys can relate because I'm reading this reading. This is collective reading for who's ever connecting. So, just accept who we are fully, because that's who we are and that's how we were created. Laugh it off. I love that. Just do that one more time. How that reading said, just laugh it off. It feels good. I even found not too long ago, I found videos of laughing exercises. So if you guys feel like doing that sometimes, I tell you, it's good stuff. Just like any exercise you would find on YouTube or something. They have laughing exercises. So that's good to practice, It's not faking it. It's exercising those parts of ourselves, really. Breathing exercises, laughing exercises, whatever exercises are out there. There's many of them. But anyway, I do my best to have a good time with the moments that I have today and any situation. We all can get in our heads. And it's okay to get in our heads because that's one of the tools we have about ourselves is our heads. But we don't have to constantly be there. I know for myself, I've been in my head so much where I felt like I was just an observer. A walking zombie at times, like making it difficult to connect even because I got so much up there. And I know many others who have done that from time to time in life. It's human nature, but you know what? That's why we take these moments to stop, to heal, to examine ourselves and say, hey, I can get out of that head. This is me getting out of the head. Christopher Kermie is sharing with you guys. So, on that note, let's continue sharing with each other. Just continue loving ourselves. And even sharing with ourselves, you know, like I said, that self-examination, that self-talk is important too. Just to see where we're at and where we want to go from there, you know. Not just writing about things, we can share that about it with ourselves. It might look crazy to some, but that's okay. We, like I said, laugh it off. Alright, without further ado, I want to share some Reiki with you guys. Remember, you guys don't have to do anything. And for those of you who aren't sure what Reiki is or haven't been a part of these videos, Reiki is universal energy, and it comes from straight from the source. And not just myself, but the ones who share Reiki with others, we're just conduits, the tools that transfer that energy to you. And also benefits ourselves as well. And that's been my experience with it. And I've been experiencing Reiki for about 4 or 5 years now, and I think it's just great. You know, it's just like, I'd rather do that than go to doctors all the time. But that's just my personal experience, and you guys just have to experience it for yourself. And of course, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not telling you guys not to go. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's ways to relax, to get through some of those emotions we're going through, and just taking that pill and whatnot. You know, I'm not saying don't. You know, if you need to, you need to, of course. So anyway, you hopefully know what I'm saying. So without further ado, just take a couple breaths with me. Start. And you guys don't have to do anything else but just be and receive. I just want you guys to know that you can accept yourself fully. You know, it's not easy to do. I know that. You know, I'm almost 50 years old and I'm still accepting things about myself. And, you know, I think that's part of life's journey. Is that self-acceptance of ourselves fully. Just like that reading shared. You know I'm going to take away a lot from that reading, saying, you know what? It helped me cut loose. It helped me just relax, because, you know, I even come to these videos and start judging myself. Sometimes I start the video over 2-3 times. But I just got to accept that's where it's at. This is improv, right? So, things can happen. Anyway, just take some breaths. There you are. It's all for you. Accept your voice. Accept who you are. You are who you are. We all need you here. I'm going to take that reading with me throughout the day and go with the flow. So welcome to the new and improved Flowing with Christopher Kermie. I love you guys, and I have fun with it. So have fun with your day, wherever you can, wherever you are. Just be. Accept who you are. Be like the coyote. except your Foleys. I just had to make sure I read that right. But anyway, I want you guys to have a good day. I gotta get ready for work. This is already 20 minutes in, one of my longer videos, but I have fun with it. And I hope you guys do too. Peace.